Hi everyone, it's Snowy, and today I wanted to talk about the topic whitewashing in media. Now, as a Filipino American, I have grown up with these types of colorism ideals in my life, as well as being someone who's been in a fandom or in multiple fandoms throughout the many years. I have seen so many instances of it that I have tried my best to speak up on and tried to educate as many people as I can. And with the discussion of Black Lives Matter movement and everything that's going on in the world, I think it's important to talk to you guys about it in a way that I can. So if you don't know what whitewashing is, one instance of whitewashing is casting a white actor/actress as a character that was originally a person of color, whether it's in a book series or in another TV show or movie or whatever. Now, there are many examples of this, including the Maximoff twins in both the MCU and the X-Men movies, ScarJo in Ghost in the Shell, Emma Stone in the movie Aloha, since that character is actually supposed to be part Chinese and Hawaiian. There's also the Death Note adaptation by Netflix and the live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, there's also the other instance of whitewashing where pictures of celebrities or characters are made paler than their original skin tone. This can be seen a lot in K-pop pictures because sometimes K-pop stars are like a normal skin tone, and then you will see online that they are edited to look paler. This problem is also prevalent in the comic book industries because there are a lot of artists throughout the company, and many times, sometimes the character would look paler, and sometimes they are their original skin tone. It really just depends on who is coloring and who is drawing the whole piece. Lastly, it supports this colonist ideal that Eurocentric features are better. So like I said before, in comics, there are a lot of inconsistencies with how certain characters are portrayed. For example, there's Damian Wayne, who's the son of Batman, and also Talia al Ghul, and Damian is part Arabian, and fact check me on this, but I think he was also part Chinese. So because of this, he actually was first portrayed as a darker skinned boy, but there has been a lot of inconsistencies where he just looks like a white person. So, onto the point of why does it even matter? Oftentimes, being a person of color is integral to these characters. For instance, there is Sunspot in the New Mutants movie. He's actually supposed to be a dark-skinned, half Latinx person. I don't really know too much on this, but I have read up on it. The problem with the casting of him is that he is a lighter skinned person, but the thing is that Sunspot literally discovers his power because of racism. Avatar: The Last Airbender has only people of color for a reason. For example, the Fire Nation is based on imperialistic Japan, I think during the times of the wars, so World War I and World War II, when they were conquering a bunch of Asian countries, whereas the air nomads were actually based on Tibetan tribes. The point of this is to focus on the colonization of cultures and portraying cultures, even if different, as beautiful. Representation is very important in understanding your identity in a community that you are in. For example, in my personal experience, I never really saw that many characters that looked like me or any characters that were Filipino. And so I kid you not, because Mulan looked like me, I thought I was Chinese for a good percentage of my life. Although she still is Asian and I am Asian, it is nice to see representation for Asian communities. But Chinese is not the only representation for Asians. There's still Southeast Asians, there's still South Asians, there's still there's so many more Asians than just Chinese. Representation can also inspire individuals. So, for example, if you are white, there is always a great character for you to look up to, like looking up to Rapunzel for how strong and brave and courageous she is, or Ariel for chasing her dreams, or Woody for being a strong leader, for being able to learn from his mistakes. See, there are so many characters that you resonate with, that you grew up with, that helped you become a better person, but also like you can see yourself in. Not everyone has that experience. I know that a lot of Black people who are in the same age as me probably never had that experience, besides maybe Princess and the Frog. And even then, I want to talk about this in a different video, but even then, for those childhood movies from Disney, most of the people of color that they have in those movies turn into animals or are animals. So it's not even just having representation in media, it's also having good examples of representation in media. There's always this counterpoint of, but what if a person of color is casted as a white character? And like I just said, white people have representation in literally every category ever to exist. So having some person of color fill that role just for a specific movie is not gonna harm you, because you already have so many other great resources to look to, whereas many people of color do not. Furthermore, race probably doesn't even matter in these cases, because white people will never have the same traumatic experiences as minorities do for being the color of their skin. So examples of person of color washing is Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Haley as Ariel in the new Little Mermaid movie. Now for these characters are from aquatic origins. They are not specifically white, and they don't have the same race as we do because they are literally of a different species than us. Then there is love interests such as Candace Payton as Iris West in The Flash, and Zendaya as MJ in the Spider-Man movies. Now with Candace, Iris's literally only goal is to be a reporter, and her race has never really played a part in the comics or in just any adaptation of The Flash. Whereas having Candace Payton as Iris adds this depth, adds new storylines that you can unfold, especially with an adaptation of a beloved character that has had many runs and issues. So with that, it adds diversity and makes it notable compared to the rest. Whereas with Zendaya as MJ is literally not the same MJ as MJ in the comics. Like the entire character is completely different. So it's not really connected to the comic character other than the nickname itself. Anyways, that's all I have for the subject right now. I would go into more depth, but I wanted to make this a shorter video so you guys actually watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you guys are being careful and staying safe in this pandemic, in this climate, in the social climate. And I love you all, and good night.